I want to start by asking you some political questions, Dr. Jaishankar, because even though you grew up in Delhi, your family traces its roots to Tamil Nadu. Your illustrious father spent his time in Tamil Nadu growing up. There's a big election happening in the state. As one of the key faces of your party coming from the state of Tamil Nadu, why is it that you believe the pitch is right for the BJP to spread its wings in the southern state of Tamil Nadu?
Look, I think the BJP is, to use your words, spreading its wings not just in Tamil Nadu, across the country, because in many ways it is the aspirational party. It is the party which reflects the mood and I would say the socio-economic thinking of the country, the political thinking of the country. And if you are doing it across the entire country, then it is natural to do that in Tamil Nadu as well. But there are other reasons, and part of the reasons are that if you look at the last 6 years of the record of governance of the Narendra Modi government, that is a very powerful case for people to vote for it. If you look at the challenge of the COVID, which we have come through with enormous fortitude and discipline, I think a large part of it, you will admit, Rahul, is due to the trust and belief which the people of the entire country, including Tamil Nadu, had in the Prime Minister. And I would say it is a party which, where what on matters which are important for Tamils, the BJP has stood up for on many of those matters, including issues pertaining to Sri Lanka. So whether it is foreign policy, whether it is the governance record, whether it is this huge trial by fire we have had of COVID, I think there is a very, very powerful case. And to that I would add this, that if you look at the thinking of the BJP and the policies of the Modi government, you actually had, for the first time in this country, people dedicated to creating a socially inclusive system. It is not just programs and initiative. Whether Jan Dhan Yojana, whether it is the way the food was provided during the COVID, whether it is Ayushman Bharat. So we are making a welfareist society, and I think that is something which resonates very strongly in Tamil Nadu.
I have always wondered what it is like for you as a technocrat, career diplomat, after having been in so many different high commissions and embassies across the world, to come in and now be a politician, because being a politician is very different from being a diplomat, where things are very structured, they are in control. Here anybody can just show up and make demands on your time, have expectations. So give us a sneak peek into what it's been like for you to make the transition from being a career diplomat to being a full-time neta.
Well, look, I'd say this, Rahul. First of all, the life in diplomacy is less structured and less managed than I suspect you think it is, because often you are out there, it's you and your embassy, your team. There isn't the kind of support system which government people in India typically are used to. So you react, you improvise, you adjust to your surroundings, and that in a way is a quality which has helped me as you move into political life. But having said that, I would tell you in all candor, I've always been interested in politics. I grew up in a household which was very interested in politics. I saw politicians of that era come home, so it all had an impact on you. I watched politics up front, but I can tell you, what it takes to do the calling of politics, that's something of a totally different level. I would say really the politicians of this country put in so much that you don't know it until you actually are one of them, and I truly admire them for the effort and dedication that they put in. Like everything in life, you join it, you watch others, you make you sort of make it up as you go along, and there are more experienced people from whom you learn. So it's a learning experience, and trust me, you know, if I am still learning at my age, I am very happy.